work hard to support him. I know I'm supporting Mitt for one of the reasons he's supporting me. Mitt Romney has endorsed me in this race for the Texas House of Representatives. I'm one of the only state representative candidates in the entire country that he's representing. And the reason he's with me is because I've been with him for many years. So I supported Romney in '06 in a couple of different races. I got to know his team before he was even emerging as a national candidate. And he and his team were very generous with me in the ability to go and work with them and talk with them and understand what they were doing. And then I was an early supporter of his in the '08 campaign when he was the most conservative candidate in that race. And they knew that my being a supporter of him was something that they felt would be good going on in this cycle. And so I was able to get the endorsement from him. So I'm honored to have the endorsement of the next President of the United States of America, and I'm honored to be here tonight. So thank you for having me. I was told we get 30 minutes. Now normally we get 3. My wife says I'm only interesting for 20 minutes, so I'll keep it short at 20 minutes and then we'll open up for questions. But I do want to share a little bit about myself and my background and my bio and why I think I'm the most qualified candidate for this Texas House race that we're about to see. So most people who know me know I'm a fourth generation Texan. I grew up here in the Dallas area. I was born on the Methodist Hospital just across the Trinity River here in Dallas. My folks grew up in the Oak Cliff area. They were wonderful, and they are wonderful, lovely people, but they didn't come from much. Neither my mom or my dad could finish high school. They got their GEDs and had to work hard, and they did very, very well to move on, and they just lived the American and the Texas dream, and were able to provide a wonderful, loving home for me and my sister. And I grew up here in Dallas, not with much. We didn't have many material things, but we sure had a lot of love. We ended up getting a pretty good education here. I ended up going to Baylor University. The state of Texas helped me there too. I got a wonderful grant to Baylor to study finance and economics. I'm a double major in finance and economics. I have my background is a BBA, and then when I came back from undergraduate, I worked as a financial analyst for a Fortune 500 company that you guys may have heard of called Southwest Airlines. So as a financial analyst, my job was to review and scour budgets, make sure there was no waste and inefficiency in those budgets, and just make sure that we looked at where there was cost problems and took those cost problems out, and we really understood how to work that airline. So I was real blessed to work with some great people at Southwest Airlines, but had to move on. I went down to the University of Texas, where I studied the law. I was a UT law grad. I call myself a half horn. I didn't go there undergrad, so I can't claim it when they won the national championship, but it sure was fun to watch them do that. Came back to Dallas, and I'm working as a business lawyer. I've been a business lawyer for the last 15 years. My primary areas are working with emerging growth technology startups, venture capitalists, private equity folks, mergers and acquisitions. I never set foot in the court unless I got a traffic ticket or unless I ever get in really bad trouble. I don't ever plan to go into court. My background is purely business. I'm a financial analyst to start, and now I'm a business advisor. So I advise companies that are growing and building through acquisition, or who are raising money through financing or other types of fundraising activities. So that's where I spend most of my time today. I call myself a legal advisor to job creators because I spend my time in the private sector. Yeah, I think it's critically important that we send folks down to Austin who have a business background, who truly understand what it means to look at a budget, who truly understand what it means to have experience in a Fortune 500 company with people that are building jobs, and who truly understand what it means to go from a garage with just 2 folks and an idea all the way up to creating a company that goes public, which I've helped folks do many times before. So I'm a Republican, and I grew up a Republican. I grew up in a home where my mom and dad were both Republicans, and I found my way when I found Ronald Reagan when I was 7 years old. So I still to this day, if you come to my office, you'll see a big picture of Ronald Reagan that I keep behind me on my desk because he's always watching over and making sure I'm doing the right thing. So Ronald Reagan's been with me since I was 7. I've been a member of Republican Party clubs or organizations since I was a boy. I served as the delegate aide in the 1992 convention of the Republican Party down in Houston, where I helped the Texas delegation ringing in for the candidate that year, which we didn't do so well, but at least I had a chance to go down there and be a part of that. up here in Dallas, as I came back and worked as an attorney, I spent lots of time in organizations. I was a member of the YRs, and today I'm an honorary member. They told me they're going to kick me out because I'm 41 now. A Republican National Hispanic Assembly was critically important because of the outreach efforts that we were doing on behalf of the party. As you know, the demographics in Texas are changing. They're changing dramatically and at a rapid pace. And so as a party, it's imperative that we really understand that these folks are going to be voting. Their children are often born here, and so they're citizens, and they are educated and culturalized here. So they go to school with all of us, and they know about our system of government and politics, and they're voting. So in the next several years, we're going to see a majority Hispanic voting population, and it's important that as a party, if we were to survive, we win the hearts and minds of that party. So I spent the bigger part of the last decade trying to win some of those folks over to the party, because I believe that Hispanics are conservatives by nature. I mean, they are philosophically aligned with the folks in here. They believe in smaller government. They believe in a pro-life culture. They believe that we need to support small business. They believe in lower taxes and regulations. These are people that share our ideology on politics, and so I knew we could win them. Now, we had some struggles because sometimes people in the Hispanic community don't always believe what we're trying to achieve in the Republican Party, and so there's that. But we did a really good job of bringing folks in. And my goal in that group was not only to bring in new Hispanics, but to bring in people that were non-Hispanic that understood the importance of it. So our group grew at an exponential rate, and we just did a wonderful job doing that.